Welcome to NASA Edge.
An inside and outside look at all things NASA.
We're at a top secret location at NASA Johnson Space Center.
Building 220.
Here for the X-Hab competition.
Where we're about to see the University of Maryland deploy their concept as part of the X-Hab Academic Innovation Challenge.
Don't fear the turtle.
Why would you fear a turtle?
Let's just go check them out.
Turtles are nice. They're cute. They're solid and robust and compact.
Hey, welcome to NASA Edge.
An inside and outside look
at all things NASA.
Oh, that's gonna leave a mark.
Hey, we're here with Tracy Gill, Deputy Project Manager for the Habitat Demonstration Unit. So Tracy, tell me a little bit about the X-Hab competition.
It's an academic innovation challenge where we funded 3 different university teams to build a version of an inflatable loft, which the loft is going to be a habitat for the Habitat Demonstration Unit. The Habitat Demonstration Unit hard shell has kind of a laboratory, so together with the habitat and the laboratory will make the first version of our deep space habitat configuration.
Now, how were those 3 schools chosen for the competition?
We had an announcement in the summer of 2010 where we asked university teams to apply for how they would run a program to conduct the X-Hab Challenge. So it's not just that we're going to build something, and they had to integrate it into a curriculum, and they had to follow a systems engineering process, and then they had to actually build the product and deliver it.
So Gary, what are some of the criteria you're looking for in judging?
It's kind of a 3-step process. First is the inflation, timed inflation, how easy will it be to inflate it out in the desert and so forth. Today we're at day 2. The second phase is the interior outfitting. How well do they utilize the space? How functional is it? Is it something that would be comfortable for the crew out at Desert Rats as well as for future missions? How well do they incorporate that?
For example, there's 4 beds in Maryland that have. So would you go in there and just sleep there for an hour or 2 just to see what it's like?
That's definitely a possibility. That might not be a bad idea for the judges to do that, huh?
I know you're an intern here at NASA Johnson Space Center this summer, but you were also on the Oklahoma State University's design team. What are some of the challenges that you faced?
You know, one of the biggest challenges is how do you get it to deploy without touching it or moving it? You know, that was a big requirement for NASA. It has to be autonomous, and we worked really hard to try and make that happen. For the most part, it did work, but our biggest challenge was when we were coming down, when we were stowing, our beams kind of wanted to bow out a little bit, and that kind of hindered the stowing process, but you know, that's why we're engineers. We're trying to figure out ways to solve problems like that.
I mean, this is a great way for your students to get that hands-on experience.
Yes, you know, at the University of Maryland, we're always trying to find ways to get our students hands-on, because for a lot of students, that's a prime learning mode. You know, you learn by doing as opposed to by having someone tell you how to do it. And so we're always looking for student projects, and this was a wonderful one.
There's going to be many parameters on which will be judged, some of them more obvious than others. Like the main parameter is the stowed volume, so when the habitat is all closed and collapsed versus when it's completely expanded. So the ratio between these 2 volumes is important. Also, the mass that the habitat weighs on Earth here is a critical parameter.
I think I read something where it does have to maintain the inflated state for a certain amount of time.
Leak rate is what you're probably referring to, which means once you inflate the habitat and you cut off the air supply, how long does it stay up? That is going to be probably one of the most challenging parameters on which we'll be judged on.
Do these noises in the background make you nervous when it comes to leak rate?
No, because I know pretty well where they're bolting. If they were bolting anywhere else, I would be nervous.
Well, now, are there other rules like don't run with scissors in the hab when it's inflated? I mean, is that...
Actually, there's a fun fact. When there was a discussion on safety exits, and we were a little bit undecided on where to place our safety exits. Someone on our team proposed, why don't we just give a knife to all the astronauts, and in case of emergency, they'll just cut their way out. Obviously, that would never work, but it was fun enough.
Each of the teams has the same basic parameters to satisfy, but they've solved them in different ways. For instance, the Oklahoma State team last week built a 2-floor loft. This team has built a 1-floor loft that's a little bit more compact.
Now, I don't know if you know this, but so there's 3 teams, 3 schools. So next week is Wisconsin. Oklahoma State went first. Maryland's this week. There's a 4th week that was added to it. And I believe that the co-host is actually right now in the works building his own hab, 2nd floor. You think there's room to maybe look at his?
It's probably a small one if it's for him, so it's probably okay. Yeah.
It wouldn't take that long to build, would it?
No. Piece of cake.
So next year we're going to build another habitat.
Wonderful.
But not inflatable this time.
Okay.
They've asked us to build what they call HDU Light, which is like the habitat on the bottom.
Right.
This one is one piece, and it takes special convoys to get it from here to Arizona. So they've asked us to design a habitat that can fit into a standard shipping container in pieces. So we have a modular design where you can unbolt it into 3 sections, fit in one shipping container, and put it on a truck and go.
One question I do have, through the rumor mill, I have not confirmed this. What were you guys thinking when you included a disco ball on the inside of your hab?
We do have some pretty eccentric people on our team. I think it might have even been the professors doing.
This is highly questionable.
Yeah, I don't want to speculate on anything, but I think it was maybe just a last-minute a deal to show a little bit of humor, you know.
And they will also be debuting the polyester spacesuits as well.
Yeah, parachute pants and all. We're throwing back. Yep.
Well, the X-Hab challenge is a wrap.
And it's been a great week seeing the University of Maryland deploy their habitat demonstration unit.
And we want to congratulate all the schools that actually submitted designs for the challenge.
And let's run through the finalists one more time.
We have Oklahoma State University, the University of Maryland, and the University of Wisconsin.
And the winner is
the University of Wisconsin.
And the next time we see their habitat deployed, it will be at Black Point Lava Flow, Arizona for Desert Rats 2011.
So until next time, you're watching NASA Edge.
An inside and outside look at all things NASA.
Hey, do badgers live out in the desert?
That might be a little tricky. Yeah, we'll have to check on that. Talk to a zoologist.